Did he have this sneaky suspicion that Ghanaians were now tired of Rawlings and they saw Mr. Mills as, Professor Mills as maybe a Rawlings man, and so you know what, let's vote against him instead of for Kufuor?
I think he was. I think honestly, he must have looked at it and seen that it could have. That was the way it was going to go, but he was sad because he believed that that dispensation, that polity was not too good for Ghana. All right, because he was a man of the people, and this was a property-owning democracy party, you know. But he realized that there was hope because it was a democratic process, and there was a chance that we could win power back.
Did that term irk him, property-owning democracy?
Of course, very much so. Yeah, very much.
What did he have against it?
Because he believed that this was a developing country, and so everybody had to have the opportunity of being successful in whatever they did. And if you had a property-owning democracy, then there'll be more selfish in the fact that they're looking for their properties and they'll protect their properties against human beings.
I remember, I mean, in the first two terms, I mean, the two terms of President Kufuor, the story we had in the media was that President Rawlings did not really like this man. What's the truth?
You know, I find it very difficult to say this. I like President Kufuor. Mm-hmm. Very pleasant. He's a gentleman. He's a fine man. All right, and he represents the interests of a political side that I'm not enamored of. But it doesn't irk me at all that he's around. He's a fantastic man.
Did he like President Rawlings?
You know, the funny thing about Kufuor is that, from what I've seen, mm-hmm. is that I don't think he generally gets something that dislikes people. All right,
Gentle giant.
No, I've sat with him. I've sat with him on so many occasions. I've talked to him, and that negativity is not there. All right, but Jerry has very, very, very strong, because he's a passionate man. All right, if you're not with him, all right, and he feels that you do not follow the precepts that he likes, all right, then
you're either for me or with me, or you're against me.
Yeah,
it was very binary.
Binary thing. Mm-hmm. But I think he was also very pragmatic, you know, and you know it's sad because President Kufuor is a relation of Mrs. Rawlings.
Exactly.
So those things come into play. But I never sat with him and he had anything very definite or very choleric to say about President Kufuor. You know, he just didn't like the party.
And because President Kufuor was the flag bearer or the president, then by extension.
He wasn't an MPP man at all.
There was a time when President Rawlings' diplomatic privileges were taken away from him.
Yeah.
How did you feel about that?
Oh, I thought it was petty. Very petty. Very, very petty. That kind of behavior does not bode well for democracy at all. When somebody has a certain entitlement, you don't take it away, even if he offends you, because he represented a certain group of people. He had been president of Ghana before. If you had personal problems, you don't take away his entitlements. No, I didn't agree with that at all.
What was President Rawlings' feeling about that?
Oh, he just didn't care. He said, let him do it. I'm alive. So long as I'm not dead, I'm going to go and do my thing. And when they withdrew the privileges, you'd carry his own
bag. I think I saw some pictures like that.
Get on the plane and go. I mean, you're not taking anything away from him. That's the kind of person. He's like the guy say, I don't give.
I don't give. I don't be his kind of guy.
No, I don't give at all.
He wasn't paved. He wasn't pained.
At all. Because he's not a very possessive sort of person. He's not into possessions and things like that. You do that, I'm a soldier, man. I can carry my stuff. I can get on my and move.
And go.
Yeah, so no problem.
And then fast forward to 2008, the man that he would have wanted to be president in 2000 finally won the election. President Mills won the election in 2008.
Yeah.
How did President Rawlings feel about that?
Well, he was happy that the party had won.
Mm-hmm.
But then he'd always, the thing was that because he was a hands-on person,
Mm-hmm.
he would very much have liked to have been hands-on helping.
Yeah.
You understand? And so therefore, and then again, his problem is that Jerry was very open in his opinions. You understand? But I think that it wasn't as cordial as it should have been, but it wasn't negative.
Is it because of the vice president issue? Because President Mahama would not have been President Rawlings' choice of vice president.
On the contrary, that's not what I heard. I wasn't privy to that.
What did you hear?
I heard that he was very much for somebody like John Mahama, all right, to be the vice president. And in my dealings with him, he never made any, unworthy comments about the man.
So was it fake news in the news that he wanted somebody else?
Again, I'll be honest with you.
Yes.
It wasn't. I wasn't privy to it. And in my discussions with him, that never came up.
Never came up.
Yeah.
Okay. So President Mills comes into power. He's the president, 2009, January 7th, with his vice president. And you hear in the media comments from President Rawlings, almost like snide remarks. It's like not giving him the space to operate.
Well, I think that Rawlings had his opinions about some of the decisions that were made. I think he was a little bit upset that Arthur Mills didn't go after the previous government, the guys who had dabbled in corruption and things like that. And I think that is what manifested itself in that. But I can't say that the things were snide. Jerry was very passionate about. One time I walked into the castle and I could hear him bawling, really angry. And I walked in and one of the chefs had broken plates. They said, "Fritz, these plates are not mine. These plates are plates that belong to the Republic of Ghana. You've got to be careful with them.
Don't break the plates.
Don't break the plates." You understand? So
you.
that kind of thinking is what you should understand. That he also loved the party. After all, he founded the party. And he felt that if the decisions were being taken, that would affect the party. Because he also was very prescient about certain things. Because of the time he had been as head of state. He could see that going that way could create a certain problem later on. And so that was what came in. And when you are a prophet and you have the Cassandra effect, where people don't believe in your prophecy, but the prophecy will come true, you get frustrated.
You seriously think that President Rawlings was almost like a prophet?
Yeah. Look, he was prescient. There were times we would discuss something and we'll take a certain decision and say, no, don't take that decision, because this is what will happen. And we'll take that decision. And what he expected, because as a head of state for so long, and what he had seen and the experiences and everything, he picked up a certain sixth sense about certain decisions that had to be made. And I think that is what colored his thinking in a lot of things he did after 2008.